this week's Destination Dreaming seminars. Today we're talking with Grenada, and I've got two wonderful representatives of the country who's here to talk to us about the wonderful things that they have. And I'm going to just turn it over to them. They're going to introduce themselves, and then we'll get started.
Yes, so I'm going to speak to you a bit about Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, and my colleague Zachary Samuel is also going to speak to you intermittently. So first of all, I'm just going to introduce you to pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, and the image you're currently looking at is our Grand Anse Beach. Our Grand Anse Beach was voted the best beach in the world by Condé Nast Travelers magazine. So all you beach lovers, fly on down to Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean, you would not be disappointed. Again, Grand Anse Beach is the best beach in the world, not just the Caribbean, but the world. Not from Sekou Stroud, but from Condé Nast magazine, which is a reputable travel magazine. So come on down.
That's great. Okay. So first off, I don't know a whole lot about your country. I know that you have a really good chocolate fest, which is super for me because we love chocolate around here. So I'm hoping that you can introduce us to your country a little bit and I can learn more about it.
Oh, most definitely. Well, Grenada, we are considered the spice of the Caribbean. And we're not only one island. We are a 3-island destination. We are made up of Grenada, which is the big island, quote unquote. We're only 123 square miles, all right? So we're big. And we have Karaku, which is dependent on the island, and Martinique, not to be mistaken with Martinique, which is French. Martinique is a dependent on Grenada. So in Grenada, we are a geotourism destination. And by that, I mean, we are believe in tourism that really sustains and enhances the geographic character of the place. All right? We have lots of white sand beaches on the island. But in addition to our white sand beaches, we have 1 or 2 black sand beaches. Of course, the island is surrounded by water. So every single day when you are in Grenada, you can actually bathe on a different beach if you like. We have waterfalls, crater lakes, and sulfur springs, lush green vegetation throughout. Actually, one of the nicknames for the island is Greens because the island is so rich. Our soil is so rich. You can actually throw a boulder and come back in 2 weeks, that boulder becomes a mountain. That was a joke. We also have the world's first underwater sculpture park, really healthy reefs, and we are considered the wreck capital of the Caribbean. So we have excellent dive sites. We are a very safe, community-oriented culture. And of course, bountiful vegetation. We actually have the highest graded organic spices and dark chocolate. Hence our name, the spice of the Caribbean. You actually step off the plane on the island and you smell the aroma of the spices in the air.
That would be really neat. Speaking of stepping off the plane, what's the best way to get to your 3 islands?
Well, getting to Grenada. You can go with Air Canada currently once weekly. That Air Canada flight is actually starting on the 10th of August. That's next Monday. And they're going to be flying once weekly from Pearson International Airport to Grenada. That flight is usually 5 hours and a bit. So within landed on Grenada, landing on the airport, you can be at a beach within usually half an hour because nothing is really far away from the airport. Most of the resorts are within 10 and 15 minutes away from the airport, and you don't even hear the planes flying in because the resorts are not located in the flight path. So that's getting to Grenada from Canada. You can also get to Grenada from the US with Delta through Atlanta, and that was pre-COVID, with American Airlines via Miami, and JetBlue via JFK in New York. So lots of different options to get to Grenada from North America.
Yeah, that's great.
Most of those flights have great connecting options as well. So from the West Coast, you can come in and there's daily options as well. So it's,
Right, yeah. Those are just the main hubs that you fly from, but you can always get to those. That's great. So tell me more about your 2 sister islands. What do you have available there for us?
Okay, so on our 2 sister islands, first of all, I'll tell you about Karaku. Karaku is located 37 kilometers or 23 miles northeast of Grenada, and it has a population of 8,000 people. All right. There is a ferry that leaves every day from Grenada, which takes approximately an hour and a half. And usually the dolphins would come out and escort the ferry to Karaku. All right, so that's really something to look forward to when you go into Karaku, if the dolphins comes out and escort the ferry to Karaku.
Every time I go up, I look out for them. So
yeah, definitely.
That would be amazing.
Same here. And also the island of Karaku is known as the Isle of Reefs. So because of that, the underwater sea life is spectacular. I have never seen so much underwater sea life in my life before snorkeling in Karaku. Karaku is also really rich in big drum dancing and West African culture. It's really also rich in boat building, because when our Scottish ancestors actually settled in Karaku, they brought their boat building culture. So up to today, that culture is really, really, really rich in boat building. There's also the Karaku annual regatta, which usually takes place in August. And we have also Shakespeare Mass, which usually takes place around the carnival that they have in Karaku. Shakespeare Mass is really something unique to that island. Villagers would come out in their attire from the colonial times, and they would go competitions for who can recite the Shakespeare passages the most eloquently. So it's really, really something to experience.
It would be, wow.
Oh yeah, it's really, really interesting. In addition to that, Karaku is also known for its pristine beaches, as you can see from the slide here. This beach is called Paradise Beach, that you're seeing in the background.
Named properly, that's gorgeous.
And it is named quite fittingly Paradise Beach, because it really is paradise. And actually, it's also known for the oyster mangrove beds. So lots to do on the island of Karaku. People usually go there for an island for a day tour. Leave Grenada in the morning and come back in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's smart. Then you can explore the whole area.
That's right. That's right. And Petit Martinique. Petit Martinique is like a stone throw away from Karaku. And the island is so small, it's not even measured in square miles. It's measured in acres. Petit Martinique is 456 acres. And it only has a population of 1,000 people. It's a really close-knit community culture. And they have really deep respect for ancestry and cultural heritage. All right, so anyone going to Karaku, Petit Martinique, or Grenada, it's a really safe island. We encourage guests to leave the resorts or leave your hotel or leave whatever accommodation that you're staying at and just go explore the island. It's perfectly safe to do so. And of course, Petit Martinique is also rich in the boat building culture, and they do have an annual regatta. And just a quick fact, it has one of the highest per capita incomes in the Eastern Caribbean because of the boat building and the fishing that goes on that island.
That's really nice. It's beautiful.
Oh yes, it really is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just tell you briefly about some quick facts about the destination that is Grenada, Karaku, and Petit Martinique. So we are safely located below the hurricane belt. So because of that, we are a year-round destination. So people can come to Grenada year-round. We do have the hurricane or rainy season like the rest of the Caribbean, but because we're located so far south, they don't really affect us. So we're the southernmost of the Windward Islands. We're located 145 kilometers or 90 miles north of Trinidad, or 254 kilometers or 157 miles southwest of Barbados. Our average temperature year-round is 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which is about perfect.
Perfect weather throughout.
Yes.
And we're a size of 344 kilometers or 133 square miles. We have a population of 110,000 people, and our official language is English. So there is not going to be any language barrier when your clients come to Grenada whatsoever. And of course, we are tied to the US dollar. $1 would give you our local currency, which is Eastern Caribbean dollar, which we call EC currency. $1 would give you the equivalent of $2.67 EC currency. So I would encourage Canadian clients to change their money into US currency up here, or go to a local bank when they get to Grenada to change their money into EC or US currency. All right, that is highly, highly recommended.
Yeah, that's good to know. It looks beautiful and it sounds gorgeous. Is this a good place to go for romance? I see you've got a great romance slide there. It's a good place to bring, you know, your partner and just to, and, you know, and get right into the culture and to enjoy the sights.
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is, Kathleen. Grenada love blossoms on that island. It really does. So Grenada, we're a naturally romantic destination. All right, it's quiet, it's peaceful, and secluded beaches throughout and fantastic views throughout the island. There was actually a travel blogger that came to Grenada a few months ago before COVID, and she described Grenada as the most Instagrammable place she has ever visited in her life.
And that says something. Wow.
It really does. It really does.
That waterfall is where I'd want to be.
That's right.
The one in the middle. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That waterfall is beautiful. We have lots of romantic places, lots of beaches. And those beaches, you and your significant other can go to one beach and it ends up being you and that person on that beach for the whole day. All right, because Grenada has so many different beaches. You know, a beach could be yours for a day. We also have a 24-hour marriage license, and it's a perfect destination for weddings and honeymoons. Perfect destinations. And of course, because Grenada, we think outside of the box, okay? You can get married under the water, or you can also get married in coconut fiber, or have a Riverstone wedding gown.
Oh, goodness.
All right. Oh,
That's
yeah, for
something
sure.
else.
It's
Wow.
really unique in Grenada. We think outside of the box. And because we have, in addition to our beautiful scenery, because this is the spice of the Caribbean, the fragrance of our spices would also accompany that scenery. So when you get married, not only the scenery would be good, but the island is also going to be smelling nice.
Well, that's gorgeous. And that's something, you know, as you're smelling those spices too, and you come back home, it will remind you of the experiences that you had. So that's really nice.
Definitely. It tickles all your fancies, all of your senses.
Yeah, that's great. Goodness. Are there other natural beauties there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Grenada is pure nature. It's a real tropical paradise. 1/9 of our landmass is preserved as parks, and we have a plethora of waterfalls. We have sulfur springs, boiling springs, crater lakes, and bird conservatories. We are also listed in the UK's list of 100 best gardens. Grenada is listed there 7 times.
Oh, goodness.
So I would repeat that.
That's a lot of time.
That's right. We are home to 7 of the gardens listed in the UK 100 best gardens. So that again speaks to the rich soil that you would find in Grenada. We also have a waterfall that we call Golden Falls. Golden Falls is a waterfall which is a gentle hike into the interior, and the fall is like a sulfur spring. So just imagine that, and you know the sulfur is really good for your skin. All right, so come to Grenada, you would be immersed in culture, you would be immersed in pure nature, and you would be immersed in beautiful people.
Yeah.
And of course, lots of offerings above and under the water.
Right. Yeah, I see a lot of people laying on the beach and just relaxing. Do you have any exciting, adventurous things to do?
Oh yeah, definitely. We have lots of adventure in Grenada. Perfect destination for nature lover and adventure seekers. You can go hiking into a rainforest. You can go river tubing down the Balcazar River. We have excellent kayaking and scuba diving. We even have ATV tours that you can go into the interior to the different waterfalls, the different beaches around the island. It's a nature lover's paradise.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, what can you do out in the ocean on the high seas?
Well, this is where I come in as a lover of the sea and a true water baby. You know, I'm at home on the water, under the water, anything to do with the sea and the ocean and the water, I'm in. So I can personally attest to the a bounty of things there is to do when it comes to the water. So first we'll talk about the sailing. As you can see by these three pictures, there's, you know, the scenery. Grenada, as Sekou said, is so Instagrammable, so beautiful. When you're on the water, you've got the most beautiful backdrop of the island to look at. It is mountainous, so you're forever seeing beautiful mountains, hills. It's beautiful. And Grenada is home to some of the richest sailing in the world. You know, there's lots of small islands dotted around, not just the three islands, but there's over 15 other small islands dotted around the three islands that you can sail to and visit. Lots of natural harbors and inlays. So it's a natural home for cruisers, for people who want to just sail for a day and see some different things. Tons to do. So we've got great sheltered anchorages, year-round good weather, which is great because we're below the hurricane belt. So lots of yachts will come down for the summer and stay in Grenada because they know that it's a great safe place to keep their boats. So it's fantastic for that. And we've got some of the best marinas around to be able to cater to all of these great yachts. Our marinas can hold up to 90-meter super yachts. We've got some of the largest boat lifts in the Caribbean. Sorry about that noise. We've got some of the largest boat lifts in the Caribbean. And you can, you know, rent a yacht for a day. You can come to Grenada for 2 weeks and sail out for a week. There's lots to do as well. And in the spirit of fun, we've got a lot of regattas. So we've got our annual Grenada Sailing Festival. We've got a workboat regatta involved in that, which is just colorful, vibrant, lots of fun. We've got the Karaku regatta, which is the oldest regatta in the Caribbean. And that was actually just this last weekend. So we managed to continue getting it in this year despite COVID.
Oh, good.
Calm down, and they managed to have it off with just a bunch of the local sailors. Because as Sekou mentioned earlier about the Scottish boat builders, we do have a Karaku sloop, which is designed and built locally to Karaku. And a lot of those boats really, you know, they come down from all over the Caribbean because they're very popular throughout the Caribbean as workboats. They take goods here and there, and they do fishing and so forth. And a lot of them come down to Karaku every year for the regatta. It's a lot of fun. There's also the Petit Martinique with Sunday Regatta, which again has a lot of the workboats involved, those Karaku sloops, which is a fantastic design. That boat you see there in the middle, that's one of the Karaku sloops. We've got quite a few of those that you can take out on the island and really see sailing in a traditional way. It's a fantastic outing. Highly recommended.
So do you rent those, or is that something that they take you out in?
They'll take you out in.
Okay, yeah.
Knowing the crew, and I know all of the crew for these boats, if you want to sail them, they will let you, I mean, the captains will be there, but they'll let you take the helm and they'll let you have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're fantastically designed boats, both comfortable and fun. So if you want to race, you can race. And if you want to just kick back and, you know, have a couple of drinks, you can do that too. And
I must add, Grenada, we are also the gateway to the Grenadine Islands.
Yes. Yes, the Grenadines are phenomenal. If you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, you've seen a few of the Grenadines. A lot of those movies were filmed there, and they are, when you think of your picture-perfect deserted island in the Caribbean, that's what you get in the Grenadines. Awesome. They are beautiful and just totally pristine. That's the word I was looking for. And then onto the diving. Again, being an avid diver, I've dived all throughout the Caribbean and other places in the world, and Grenada, it stands out. It really does. As Sekou has mentioned earlier, it's the wreck capital in the Caribbean because there's a plethora of natural wrecks and wrecks that have been sunk for the purpose of diving, which is another phenomenal treat itself. But beyond the wrecks, we have a total of 50 sites. 30 of those are in the south, which is great because that means that whatever hotel you're staying at, you're no more than 15, 20-minute boat ride away from an array of dive sites. So you'll never have to dive the same site twice when you come and visit. And also the Bianca Sea. I cannot mention Grenada's diving without mentioning the Bianca Sea. It is the largest natural wreck in the Caribbean. It was a beautiful ocean liner that unfortunately caught fire many years ago, and luckily everyone made it off, and they're towing it out to sea, and it sunk out at sea. But where it sunk right next to a reef, so it makes for a fantastic dive site. It is for the more Yeah, oh, it's fantastic. You dive on the wreck and then you come up slowly along the reef. It's beautiful. And it's at a deeper end of the reef, so it is a more advanced dive site. But they do also have a lot of wrecks that have been sunk purposefully for the beginner divers, with holes in the sides of the wrecks that you can go through in a safe and controlled manner and see the process of the sea reclaiming this wreck, the sponges and the coral aggregating on the hulls. It's phenomenal. It really
That sounds
is.
like something that would be really exciting to do.
It really, really is.
Wow.
I never get tired of it. It's like an underwater theme park.
That's
Speaking
right.
of underwater theme parks, we do also have the world's first underwater sculpture park in Grenada, which is a must-see when you're doing any visiting to Grenada. You don't have to dive it. It is in roughly 12 to 25 feet of water, so it ranges from shallow to shallower, and you can snorkel it or you can dive it. Diving it is phenomenal because it's right next to a lovely reef, so a lot of the life from the Dragon Bay comes over into the onto the sculptures, and there's lots of fish and lots of sea life in there. And also there's about 100 different sculptures buried down there that you can go and you can find. It's like a little treasure hunt. They are all seeping in Grenadian history and Grenadian culture. So you've got, you know, the nutmeg princess, you've got a mermaid, you've got a circle of children holding hands that you see right there.
Wow.
You've got a man on a typewriter signifying a work-life balance, which in Grenada tends to skew more to the life side. You know, when you get there, you really got to enjoy and be out there and live the world. And you see on the bottom left there, the example of the textured material of the sculptures is designed to aggregate sponges and other sea life. So it's an eerie, otherworldly, and absolutely phenomenal experience. Not just for divers, as I said, snorkelers, divers, and even if you can't swim, stay on the surface with a float and just put your mask on and look down and see them. Truly fantastic. And not just Grenada, but also Karaku as well. Being as it's a smaller island, a little bit further away, and it has less tourist traffic, when you go diving or snorkeling in Karaku, you see everything you see in Grenada in greater abundance and larger size. So it is phenomenal, as Sekou mentioned earlier.
That's gorgeous. I think I've seen that top picture in the National Geographic. Has that area won any awards or anything?
Yes, it has. Well, Sekou can let you know about some of the awards.
Yeah.
Yes, the underwater sculpture park was actually named by National Geographic as one of the wonders of the world's most amazing places. All right.
Amazing.
And so speaking about that, some of the accolades, I'll just go through a few with you. All right. So Grenada was included in Bloomberg's list of 21 destinations to visit in 2019. All right. Our Grandance Beach, as I was mentioning in the beginning, was named by Condé Nast Travelers magazine as the best beach in the world. So even though we're so small, we really pack a big punch. All right. So again, speaking about romance, Pure Grenada was ranked number 2 Caribbean islands for romance in the USA Today Top 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards.
That's an honor.
And our Silver Sands, Grenada, is also a member of the leading hotels of the world. Our Spice Island Beach Resort was awarded the AAA 5 Diamonds Award for the 3rd consecutive year. And our Calabash Luxury Boutique Hotel was voted number 1 for luxury for hotels in the Caribbean in 2019 by TripAdvisor. Our Mount Cinnamon Resort was ranked number 9 in top 25 hotels in the Caribbean in the TripAdvisor's 2019 Reader's Choice Awards. And of course, again, our underwater sculpture park is rated as one of the top 25 wonders of the world by National Geographic Traveler. And again, our Grenada Dreaming campaign, which was thought of as a result of COVID, was named the best virtual tourism campaign by Rough Guides. So we really do pack a big punch in Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean.
With being so small, to win all those awards is quite amazing. That's really great.
Definitely is, definitely is. And we're very, very excited to boast and talk about it to everyone.
I can understand that completely. Now, I know you mentioned the Regatta was just this past weekend, or there was some fest. What other festivals do you have at what times of the year?
Okay, definitely. So we have, of course, our Dive Fest, which Zach, I'm sure has taken part in quite a few times over the years.
Many years. Every year I could, I was there.
I bet.
I bet. I'm jealous, man. So we have the Pure Grenada Dive Fest, which usually takes place in September and October, but this year, because of COVID, that has been canceled. But be sure it's going to be coming on again next year. So look out for it around September, October of 2021. And during the dive festival, there is a day you could go out and hunt for lionfish. There's a wreck dive day for diving wreck dives. There's a day you would dive in Karaku. And of course, there's a day you can dive the sculpture park and everything else. It's a really, really beautiful time to come to Grenada for the divers because there is activities surrounding the dive fest that you can do every single day. Lots of diving, lots of activities, and they will take you to all the best dive sites where you'll see bountiful of different underwater sea life.
And they let you know all about conservation, which is huge on every Grenadian dive center. Conservation is the #1 priority, and it's doing really well. Grenada reefs are supremely healthy, so that's always a plus.
It is.
That's right. So we really stayed true to our brand, which is Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean. So that brand really means a lot to us. Another festival is our Spice Mass. So because we are the spice of the Caribbean, we call our Carnival Spice Mass. All right. So its climax is usually the second weekend in August, and it's so much fun. Like the caption says, it's majestic, it's authentic, and it's a splendor. I consider it the best carnival in the world.
I would agree.
That's right. You know, so you can go on to, there are lots of competitions. There's a steel band competition. There's a queen show as usual. And there's a day that you can dress up in your pretty costumes and go on the road and dance behind trucks that's playing music and just have fun. Loads of fun. And it's a really safe destination. So you don't have to worry about looking over your shoulders about someone that you don't want bothering you. No one's going to bother you whatsoever. All right? And
that's
of course,
perfect.
we have our local Juve, which is a middle picture. It starts from around 5 o'clock in the morning and it goes up until 12 noon. And again, it's you can paint yourself in blue paint, red paint. In the middle there, this is our local jab. So they bathe themselves down in oil. And of course, lots of rum drinking, lots of partying, and lots of music.
And lots of fun.
Enjoyable fun. And on the right side of the screen, the last picture is our local shortney. They would be on the road again. All their costumes has mirrors and has a lot of ornaments that makes noise when they jump. And they would just have powder. So lots of powder would be flying in the air and everyone would be dancing and just having a good time. That is Grenada Spice Mass for you. Music, lots of fun. Lots of safe fun.
Yeah.
And again, we have the Karaku Maroon and String Band Music Festival because, of course, the island of Karaku would not be missed out, right? So the annual Karaku Maroon and String Band Music Festival usually takes place in April, and it's 3 days and 3 venues, and it's a one festival. Lots of food. You can see on the left side of the screen, local Karaku food. Lots of food is going to be sharing. It's a Thanksgiving. It's giving praise to those ancestors. So smoked food is one of the main food in Karaku. So you get to sample that. And it is delicious. We have local performances that usually comes in from different islands that would come to perform. You can see the dancers there in the middle screen. And of course, the drums would also take your breath away. It's lots and lots of fun.
That looks really neat. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is.
Wow.
So we have our chocolate festival, usually takes place in May. So during our chocolate festival, it's like Willy Wonka's Island. You can eat chocolate, drink chocolate, even bathe in chocolate.
Oh, goodness.
All right, so it's a chocolate lover's paradise. Grenada, we consider ourselves the chocolate capital of the Caribbean. And because of that, we have the chocolate festival. All right, so during the chocolate festival, there's chocolate rum, there's chocolate beer, there's chocolate yoga sessions. You could eat chocolate ice cream. There's even chocolate facials and chocolate spa sessions you can take. And when I say you can bathe in chocolate, you can literally bathe in chocolate.
That's crazy. Wow.
So it is a real chocolate lover's paradise. And I implore all of your listeners to please come to Grenada during our chocolate festival, which usually takes place in May.
I usually like immersive experiences, but I'm not totally sure I'd immerse right in the chocolate. But besides that, I'd eat it.
Well, the chocolate is really, really good for you too, because it's mainly dark chocolate. And when you bathe in the chocolate, it's full of lots of antioxidants also. So it's really, really good for you.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow.
And of course, we have lots of music on the island. We have the Pure Grenada Music Festival, which usually takes place in June. And some of our past performances is Kerry Hilson, Chrisette Michelle. We have local, we have reggae artists like Morgan Heritage, and the son of the late great reggae artist Bob Marley, Kimani Marley, has also graced us with his presence for the Grenada Music Festival. So this festival is a must-see for music lovers. Come to Grenada for the Grenada Music Festival, which usually takes place in June.
Wow, that's a lot of festivals. Goodness. And then you're going to touch on some of the accommodations, which is great to know too, because you want to know where you're going to stay.
Definitely, definitely. So Grenada, we are a destination with lots of boutique hotels and luxury resorts. All right, we have accommodation for everyone. All right, we have bed and breakfasts, we have villas, we have 5-star luxury properties, as well as local boutique hotels. Most of the hotels on the island are family-owned boutique hotels. But even those family-owned boutique hotels, example, our Spice Island Beach Hotel, which is on our Grandans Beach, is a AAA 5 diamond property, but it is also a boutique hotel. All right, so that just speaks to the plethora of different offerings we have on Grenada in terms of accommodation. We have accommodation for every budget, for everyone. All right. So we look forward to greeting you guys on the island. We are a fun-loving, safe island where there's lots to do. And because we are the spice of the Caribbean, our food is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Our food is amazing. I'm going to repeat that. You eat on Grenada, it's finger-licking good, to steal a term from KFC.
Yeah.
All right. The food is really amazing because we use a lot of our fresh herbs and spices in our food. And because of that, it's just really finger-licking good. Really, really.
And what stood out to me in Grenada is the food is not just good, but it's healthy, it's natural, it's good for you. It's, you know, it's old style cooking, but just done right.
Yeah, I know whenever I'm baking, you know, a really good recipe, it's always the fresh spices that make the world of difference. And if you can get it literally, you know, picking it and then using it, it's going to taste phenomenal.
That's
so that would be a really good thing to have.
And in Grenada, you have all the fresh herbs and spices you can dream of.
And the health benefits that come from all those fresh turmeric and whatnot. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
Turmeric
right.
is the best anti-inflammatory out there. And that's great. Yeah. Now, in terms of the spices, is that something that we can bring home with us? Are we allowed to bring a couple bags of spices, or is that something TSA kind of frowns on?
No. You can come to Grenada. You can come back with your spices, definitely. Whenever I go to Grenada, I always come back with my bag full of spices. Nutmeg, cinnamon, bay leaf, cloves, turmeric, of course.
I have to carry spices for all my friends and family up here. So trust me, I know when I come back, I have a good amount that I'm always bringing back.
So bring an extra duffel bag and just, fill that one, right?
Exactly.
That's right. And spices is never scarce on the island. You go to Grenada, one of the first things you would see is spices all over. And of course, like I said, you're greeted with the scent of spices when you step off the plane. Or if you're on a cruise, you're greeted with the scent of spices if you're coming in on a cruise line and you get into the harbor.
Sounds lovely. Do you have many cruise lines that do visit there? Thinking of that.
Yes, we do. Most of the major cruise lines visit Grenada.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, and you've got your end screen there. We'll have to join your Facebook page and make sure that we keep up with all of that. And I want to thank you guys for coming and speaking to us today. It was wonderful to learn about it. I learned a whole lot. I hope that everybody else did too. And it's just great. Is there any closing remarks that you wanted to give? I wanted to thank you and just open it up if there's anything else you wanted to add.
Well, I would just say to round it off that, Grenada is a paradise. And it's really, really exciting to be sharing my slice of paradise with all your listeners. You know, Grenada is a safe destination where we encourage people to leave the resort and just go explore. It's not a strange thing to see visitors on the locals' veranda having lunch or having a drink.
Oh,
because
great.
that's how we are. We are very welcoming people. We're some of the most friendly people that you will ever meet in the world. I know that is really becoming a cliche, but in Grenada, it's not a cliche. In Grenada, it's our way of life.
It is.
We are welcoming to you whenever, and we will go above and beyond for you and your clients whenever you do arrive on the island of pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean. So I look forward to welcoming you all to our beautiful island, and stay safe.
Thank you very much.
And I just had one thing to say as well. I know it's been a trying time for a lot of your clients all over the country in Canada and the US. And, you know, from us to you, we wish you all the best. We wish everybody health. We know it's been tough, but we'll all be through this, and Grenada will be here. We are the ideal place to come and get away and be by yourself. Grenada, as Sekou mentioned before, is lots of small beaches, quiet beaches, smaller scale hotels. So it's a great place to come and have your own space. So we look forward to it, and you'll be in great hands.
That's great. And I think with all those festivals as well, there's something for everyone. If you want the activity of the festivals, you come for those. If you just want the beaches, you know, you stay away from those times and you just come and relax. So that's wonderful. And I thank you both. That was amazing. Wow.
You're most welcome. And again, this is how you contact us. We have Christine Noel Horsford and Zachary in the United States. And you have myself, Sekou Stroud, in Canada. So feel free to contact us anytime. Anytime you have a question about the destination, I am your resource in Canada, and both Christine and Zach are your resources in the US. So it's always a pleasure speaking to you.
Wonderful.
And remember to follow us on social media again, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Our handle is Discover Grenada, and our hashtag Pure Grenada. Looking forward to welcoming you guys again.
Wonderful.
Thank you for having us, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
Okay, goodbye, everyone. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our meeting with Grenada for our very first Destination Dreaming Chats. The reason I'm calling it that is because right now with COVID-19, the world is completely shut down. We can't go anywhere, which is very frustrating for people who love to travel, but completely understandable. We don't want to go anywhere until it's safe to do so, and I completely understand that, but it's also super important to dream about it and to plan our travels. So that's why I started this Destination Dreaming. I have so many cruise chats that we have with all the different cruise lines, and feel free to go back and look and see all those series that we have. But I thought that it would be neat to dive into different destinations, and it would be nice to be able to sort of learn all about what each area has to offer. And so I met with Grenada. They were the first ones, and I appreciate them taking their time and talking to us. They have a lot of really cool festivals and a lot of neat things that they have, and that was really exciting to learn about. So we're going to be talking next week with Raquel, and Raquel is from Jamaica. So we're going to learn about Jamaica next week. Remember to tune in, like, and subscribe so that you're able to get notifications when they're uploaded right away. And also in the descriptions down below, I have a link to our show notes page. So I have done a blog post for each Destination Dreaming and each cruise chat that I have, so that you're able to see all the different highlights that we have. I put the PowerPoint slides there if you would like to download them. That way, if we went a little bit too fast, you can see them there, or if you just want to look at the pictures again yourself. So make sure that you click on that. It's also on plentyofsunshinetravel.com's Facebook page. I'll be putting a link to there as well as my website, which is plentyofsunshinetravel.com. So I want you to have a great week, everybody. Make sure you tune in next week when we're meeting with Jamaica. And then I've got a lot of great destinations lined up. So make sure you tune in. Take care, everybody. Bye.